Do you have that dreaded scrap wood pile that you don't throw away but you don't quite know what to do with? Well, here is 5 DIY trash treasure projects using that scrap wood. Hello everybody and welcome into Emily's Upcycled Home. For project number 1, we are going to create some risers. Now I took this block of wood, I cut it in half, and then I trimmed up all the damaged edges. And then we have these 2 pieces with all the imperfections I'm going to leave in. I don't have my sander, it's not properly working. So I'm coming in with just a piece of sander using my hand, sandpaper using my hand, and then just smoothing out the surface as well as getting those edges and corners. And I'm going to go ahead and round out the corners as well, just to give it a prettier look and a more of a finished look. Now, if you have a sander, this would be much easier, but you can do it how you like. So here are the blocks, and I'm just going to go ahead and repeat the process for the second one as well. And then we'll come in and add our base layer of Van Dyke glaze here, which is this lovely brown color that gives you this kind of like rustic weathered look to your wood, which I really love. It's easy to use. You just layer it on like a wax and wipe it off any excess. I like to let mine sit for a little bit, so I'll let this piece sit while I do the second piece, and once both of those are fully covered, I'll let them sit a little bit longer and then come back in like I said before and go ahead and wipe off any of the excess, smoothing out my surface here. And once I have that finished, we're going to come in and layer our second coat, which is this beautiful paint of creamy beige color, which is my Dixie Belle color here, and drop cloth. We're going to give us a dry brush look. I'm going to come in with just my dry brush, dip it into my paint very lightly, and just feather in on that paint. And you notice I'm coming in a little heavier around the edges and a little pulling into the inside of my little piece of wood or riser here. And I'm just going to continue that process until I like the look of the piece, layering and feathering in that paint. And you see it's giving us a very rustic vibe here. Now you can leave it as thick as you want. You can even paint these fully and distress them back, but I decided to do it this way. I repeat that step again on our smaller riser. And then to blend everything in, I want to come in with a 220 piece of sandpaper, smooth out those really harsh pieces of paint, and add a little bit more distressing and a little bit more age to this piece. Now you see me going back and forth in every which way with my piece of sandpaper to get that little rustic look I'm going for. I'll repeat that process again on the second piece, and then we're going to come in and heat gun this a little bit to dry up this piece. And then I will also want to come in and give this a flat top coat with Dixie Belle to seal in all that paint. And I want to add a transfer in it, so I do want to seal in that paint here, just making sure that that transfer has a smooth surface to bond to because of all that texture in that wood. I will also come in and seal the base of the piece, giving this a full coverage. With my Dixie Belle black wax, I'm going to come in and really age up those edges and the corners, just giving this more of a frame look to our piece and a little bit more of a rustic look here, aging up our wood as well and antiquing, grunging up those edges, I guess you can say. So I'll repeat those process on both wood pieces, going all around the edges, really on those corners, everywhere the age would happen. And then with the IOD crockery stamp, I'm going to come in and add a little detailing here with my archival ink and stamp a different image on each little riser. And once again, I'm coming in and layering up a little bit more detailing here with this IOD transfer book, Collage the Floors. And I'm going to go ahead and pick some little bulbs here of pink and green flowers. I'm not sure what these flowers are called, but I'm going to go ahead and add those into the piece. Remember, all these products I'm using, the Dixie Belle IOD Infusion, any products, you can shop with that affiliate link. Now, I'm going to just continue the process of rubbing on the transfer like every other video I have where I use these transfers. I'm going to rub that on. If Pieces don't stick because I did come in a little too fast. My sealer wasn't quite dry here. But whatever doesn't stick is fine because remember, I'm going in with that rustic look. I'm going to come in with my piece of sandpaper as well and distress the image here, just blending it even further into our project. I just think it stood out a little bit too much with the rustic vibe we are going for. And now with your transfers, you can pick and choose, cut them apart and place these pieces wherever you want. You don't have to use the transfer exactly how it comes in the pack, just like I did with that little leaf there. And once again, coming back with our flat top coat by Dixie Belle, I'm going to seal in all our beautiful work here. Now, as far as our little feet, I want to come in with these little dowel caps here, and we're just going to come back in, you guys, with that Van Dyke glaze, and we're going to give these an age look. Once again, just coating these and leaving them to dry. You can find these little dowel caps on Amazon. I'll try to put that link in the description as well. Once all these pieces set and they are coated the way I want and they set aside to dry, I'm going to come in and add them to the base of our piece with a little bit of Gorilla Wood Glue, just dipping in each dowel into the base, and then I'll come in and reinforce all that with my brad nail gun and add a little nail. Finishing everything off with a clear top coat, once again by Dixie Belle. And look how cute these salvage wood pieces came out. These cute little risers. You could put a little bird on there, some candles, but it's a very, I don't know if this is a farmhouse or a cottagey look, but you guys let me know what you think of these two down in the very easy transformation with those scrap wood pieces I know you guys have lying around. Shop IOD, Fusion, or Dixie Belle products with that affiliate link in the description. Project number 2, cottage hanger. Project number 2, we're going to take this wood piece here from a piece of a chair. I'm going to distress that up or sand that up, giving it a smooth surface for my paint. But first we're going to come in with some of this wire I found in my husband's stash. And then we are just going to add a little cute handle to create a cottage sign here. Using my staple gun, I attached both sides of our wire and bending up that top. And with this beautiful shade of Tea Rose by Dixie Belle, we're going to come in and give this 2 coats of paint. Just to smooth out my surface a little, I'm coming in with my 220 piece of sandpaper. And then I'm going to add this beautiful rose from the IOD Rose Botanical Transfer and repeat that process of rubbing on that transfer and varnishing that in. Now, I didn't come in with a sealant on this piece because my paint was really dry, and when it's really dry, I don't need to seal my piece in. It works out perfectly fine. And then I'm just going to come in and layer some more of those scraps on the other edge of our little cottage sign. Distress up those edges a little bit as well as the images so that it gives us a more of a weathered look to our piece and it not so bright and new here. Now I'm going to come in with my sealer here with that same top coat by Dixie Belle and seal up the paint as well as our images because we are going to hand write the word cottage on here using just an acrylic marker pen here. Now, if you don't trust your writing, you can just come in with some stamps, or you can print out the word cottage and put a piece of that transfer paper and then mark over that as well. But I am coming in with just this regular acrylic paint pen. You can find that on Amazon. You're going to see it switch out right here because this one didn't quite have any more ink. And very thinly, I write the word cottage on this piece in black. And then once I have all that lettering down on here, we'll go ahead and come back in with our acrylic paint pen again. And we'll go ahead and outline each of those letterings just to make a thicker base and a darker outline to our word so that it stands out. Now, I didn't go over this wording and distress it at all, and I'm thinking maybe I should have, but I went ahead and came in with my heat tool, added a cute little bow using my bow maker to the edge, and then sealed everything up. But look how cute this little cottage sign came out. You can hang this on a peg rack. You could put some in a basket. You can hang it on a basket, put some frilly lace behind it, and hang it and make it a whole statement piece. But let me know what you guys think of this one down in the comments. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell as well, and make sure that you're enabled your YouTube notifications on your mobile devices so you don't miss any of my videos. Project number 3, wood shabby shelf sitter. Here's another wood block that I found on top of my pile. So I'm going to go ahead and paint this color with a beautiful shade of turquoise in the Fusion all-in-one paint brand Revenue Blue. This is going to be our base color, so I'm just going to coat the bottom. And then remember, it has its own built-in sealer, so I don't need to seal this piece before we come in and layer our second color of paint here. And then we'll come in with a shade of white. I am using Cotton here by Dixie Belle. And you know that Fusion paint is an all-in-one paint, so it does have a built-in sealer. So I don't have to worry about sealing that piece. And I just come in with my scraper tool here and kind of scrape some of this paint up, giving me a little bit of a textured look here. Now I was to do a whole salt technique here, but it didn't quite work out the way I wanted to. But as far as distressing, we're going to come in with a sandpaper as well and finish off distressing it, adding a little bit more age to this piece. Now I'm just going to simply come in with some stamp script here, and I know it didn't quite show too much, but I'll go ahead and repeat that process later. And then I found a whole bag of these scrap pieces of labels I had in my stash. I'm just going to rip off those edges, giving it a feathered look, and then we'll go ahead and Mod Podge that image onto our little block here. If you haven't guessed yet, we are going to make a little cute, shabby, or French country style shelf sitter here, using some scrap transfers, also adding those leaves in. And you guys notice I didn't quite let anything dry, so I'm going to come in, heat everything up, and then we're going to go repeat the process of layering up those transfers, just rubbing on that transfer and removing the backing. And then I found some more floral designs here in my scrap binder, and then I go ahead and repeat that process of adding those on. Come in with a piece of sandpaper and distress these all to blend into this aged look that we are going for. Coming in with some bare antiquing wax here and aging up the piece and going over the paper image as well. And I'll coat everything with some clear wax and then buff everything off. And lastly, to add a little embellishment, I'm going to come in with some sprigs of greenery, a cute little bundle of dried baby's breath, a lace bow, and a button. And here's the finished look, just a simple distressed shabby style, French country style shelf sitter for any space in your home. You guys let me know what you guys think of this style here down in those comments. With my link down in the description, you can shop with me over on Facebook Marketplace. Project number 4, rustic bunny decor. So I found this piece of scrap wood from like another piece. I guess I just painted on it, but I'm going to use all that detailing here as our backdrop. I'm coming in with Fusion's French eggshell here with this beautiful shade of like a, I don't know, like a greenish bluish color, and a Etsy image here of a beautiful bunny. So once I have that layered in the back, I am going to come in and decoupage this bunny, but first age up all those edges with just a little bit of wax around there. Come in with just some simple Mod Podge and place our bunny into our wood backing here. Now I'm going to go ahead and blend, and my blue paint is still wet, so I'm going to blend that into my paper as well. Come into my heat gun and heat set everything. Now I found this scrap piece of wood in my stash as well. We're coming back in with that Van Dyke glaze. We're going to give it a beautiful shade of brown here, and I'm going to add that to the top of the piece. Using a combination of wood glue and my brad nails, I'm going to go ahead and attach this to the top. I'm not worried about it being so perfect. This is a salvage looking piece, and then I come in with some paper at the bottom and give it a little bit of detailing there as well, using once again that Mod Podge to layer up this piece and give it as much of a straight look as I can. Now I thought for the rest of the scrap paper, I'll come in with a tag, and I couldn't find my wood tags. I probably used them all, so I decided to use this piece of cardboard from a packaging, and then I go ahead and trim those corners to make it a tag, and then Mod Podge our beautiful sheets of paper, layering them up, adding a simple hole on the top, and then coming in distressing everything and adding a cute little stamp. And to finish off the piece, I wanted to come in with a rag bow, just layering up different piece of fabric into my bow dabber here, and or a bow maker, and I'm just looping everything, one on one side, one on the other. You can make your tails as long as you want, and once you have all your fabric layers the way you want, you come back in and you're going to tie your center string in the middle. Then I grab one of the strap piece of fabrics and just tie in and loop in our beautiful little tag we created, and a cute little button to finish everything off. I'm going to add this to the side of our hanger or our decor piece and give it a little bit more frilly look here. To add to that look, I come in with some greenery and some little sprigs of flowers here and some baby's breath. I'm just going to glue those pieces in, and then to finish everything off, I'm going to seal this with clear wax over that paper image as well. If you notice, I missed a step in showing you guys, but I did come in and dingy everything up with some DIY black wax. But here's that finished look, everybody. Let me know what you think of this piece, just bringing those scrap pieces of wood that you know you have in your pile. So go grab them and create something beautiful with them. And I hope you guys like this piece. Let me know what you think of this one down in those comments. Project number 5, wood shabby frame decor. So I know you guys have some salvage wood slats in your decor or in your wood pile. I have a lot of leftover little pieces that I collect, and then I have some of these salvage wood pieces I collect as well. So we're going to go ahead and utilize all these pieces and make our backing for our frame here. Now I don't have enough pieces. That's the whole process of doing a whole salvage or leftover product list, but we're going to go ahead and use what we can. And then I have this beautiful frame here that I'm going to come in with Dixie Belle cotton and paint it up. Now we're going to do a shabby chic style, keeping in with our theme today. So I'm going to go ahead and paint this up thoroughly with 2 coats of paint, and then I come back in placing my slats back on. I did all my wood trimming already, cutting everything to size, and to glue everything on I just used some Gorilla Glue, hot glue, and then we come in with this beautiful lattice rose paint inlay from ILD. I am just cutting my images out, putting a thick layer of paint, and then laying in my inlay piece in there. You see me doing that process here. Then we come in and spritz our image, and then we lay that down into that wet paint, you guys. Smooth that out, making sure all that paint inlay or design is embedded into your paint. And then you go ahead and let this thoroughly dry. After you spritz it one last time, you want to go ahead and let this thoroughly dry. Now I'm reusing some of these pieces because you can reuse the images a few times before all that paint fades out. And then once everything is thoroughly dry, you want to come in with your spritzer again, re-ret your paper so you can remove your backings here. Because if you don't re-ret them, you won't be able to pull that backing off our image. And once you pull that up, you have these beautiful images here. And you know some are a little bit starker than others because you can reuse these papers once they dry again. And the image will just come out lighter and lighter. I dried that up, and then I came in and gave this layer of burlap fabric in the back so we can see that through the slats. And then I come in and just dress the little slats here, add a little clothespin and a little bit of greenery and some lace to trim it out. To seal your inlays in, use a spray sealer so you don't reactivate all that paint. I finished the piece off with a little lace trim, some greenery and a cute bow, and a vintage clothespin to hang a picture. Let me know what you think of this one down in those comments. Well, you guys, we have reached the end of our video. I thank you all for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell on your way out. Let me know what you think of each of these projects. Give me a comment down and let me know which one was your favorite. You know, I like to comment. The algorithm loves those comments. So go ahead and help my channel and just interact with me down in that area. Thank you all again for watching, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Bye, friends.